is pretty nice. A little piece of music that Joseph Lindsley sent us from Ukraine. Hello, Joe. Tell us about this sound.
Hey, Bob. Good afternoon from snowy Lviv. This song is, we know it as Carol of the Bells, but it's an ancient Ukrainian carol sung in Ukrainian Christmas, which is in January. And actually, I just watched a video of NATO soldiers from Scandinavian countries, from America, from all different NATO countries singing this song in a forest in the Latvian border, looking into the Russian territory. It was very powerful to hear soldiers singing this great, beautiful Ukrainian song. Hopefully some Russians could hear it through the forest. But it's a sign of, I think, of the ancient nature of Ukrainian culture. These carols are traditions they still carry on today, and there's two different calendars in the world. Because in 1582, the Pope at the time decided to reset the calendar, but in the eastern parts of the world, they held on to the old dates. So, for example, Christmas in Ukraine is celebrated January 7th, and it is it's such a special ritual. People you gather around a table. And there's, certain foods you only eat on Christmas Day and for the subsequent days, and they sing. And even to this day, I think it's pretty rare, even in Europe, to have a nation that still clings so closely to these ancient traditions.
Yeah, that's a wonderful picture you paint too, and with that music and your description, it gave me goosebumps. What's going on in Kherson? We hear it's completely disconnected from power today, from power supplies.
Yeah, I mean, this is the challenge, not in Kherson, but also not far away in Odessa. The power. I mean, it's getting more and more difficult. And this is, even though there have not been many Russian strikes, successful strikes on infrastructure in the past couple of weeks, it shows you how successful those strikes were at weakening the infrastructure of Ukraine. And Kherson. They suffered for, 8 months under Russian occupation. And so it seems like a lot of as the Russians were leaving, a lot of that was damaged. And it's still early in the winter. I mean, it's going to get a lot colder. We're going to need a lot more Christmas songs and Christmas cheer to get through this. I think so many people I talk with, one of our team members actually just took the train to Odessa, and she said, there's generators everywhere. There's a lot of people, I think, I'll put it this way. I was talking with a Polish friend, and she's been housing a lot of volunteers as they come and go to Ukraine. And she wrote me today. She said, I hate it. And at the same time, I cannot imagine life without it. And it being the war. And I also heard from a friend in Kharkiv, and he wrote on Facebook, he said, my dear Kharkiv, wounded, but so dear and beautiful. And so there's this combination of the woundedness and still trying to go. And I think for a lot of people, there is a tiredness. I mean, so many people have to sleep in the cold. You have to wear 3 jackets to sleep at night. And it's incredibly difficult. Another friend wrote to me a couple of days ago. He went to visit a mutual friend of ours in the hospital. He was wounded fighting. This guy was a philosopher. He wasn't ever designed to be a warrior. And my friend said he's wounded not only physically, but also physiologically and psychologically. He is keeping good, but I see that he is a different person. He saw the death.
It's so magnified, too, as we celebrate the holidays over here. A couple of weeks ago, the mayor of Kyiv was talking about how mass events are prohibited under law right now. But he said no one is going to cancel the New Year and Christmas, and there should be an atmosphere of the New Year. So the spirit is just so remarkable.
Yeah, and I think Ukrainians know that as with the music and the culture, they need especially now you see the purpose of these holidays. And I think of Christmas last year. I was in a small village outside of Lviv, and it was a time of they have very serious rituals on. There's no time for arguing, which I think is a common pastime for our many holidays in the West, but you have to every 5 minutes. It's kind of like a Shabbat dinner. Every 5 minutes, there's a song and there's a ritual. And I think there's a hunger for this in America. I just saw an article about how even people who are not Jewish in America are looking at Shabbat and the Seder meal, because they want some kind of ritual in their lives. And as I think back to last Christmas in Ukraine, in the cold, bleak midwinter, that those rituals and the joy at that time gave me strength. I think gave everyone here strength to get through what would become this absolutely difficult year. And so I think Christmas, despite all the odds, will be a time to kind of renew some of that energy and strength for whatever the next year might bring. How
is it for you, Joe? You didn't plan on being there this long, and you're going through a Christmas season now without your family. What's it like for you?
Yeah, it's gotten increasingly difficult. I think everyone, there's a weariness. And sometimes even lately, I wonder, why, I'm free to go, I could easily leave. And that question does come up. And I think when I see, everything I've seen and everything I've shared with you since February, I don't think I can. I would feel guilty if I left for a little while and then just to pop, I'll go see, go back to America or go sit on a beach somewhere. I don't know. I know it is a bit crazy that I stay here, but I think that I would be running away from what my mission is and my purpose. So everything, all my crazy adventures in journalism in New York and everything I ran away from in the sort of corporate media, I think I'm meant to be here. I hope victory comes soon because I would like to go back home, but I think until then I must stick it out. So.
Well, just know how much you're appreciated here. One of our listeners texted us yesterday, Joseph Lindsley's reporting from Ukraine should be awarded a Pulitzer. How about that?
Wow. Thanks for that. It's all these the feedback from your audience, Bob, is that just as we've talked about recently, like the idea of being a power bank for others. And, that gives me energy to keep going, which in turn has a ripple effect with everyone around me here in Ukraine. So I appreciate that very much.
And you mentioned your crazy experiences in New York. For anyone who wants to know about that, just watch the movie about Roger Ailes and Fox News, The Loudest Voice, and you'll know what Joseph is talking about. Joseph, God bless you, and we'll talk tomorrow. Peace.
Thank you, Bob. Until tomorrow. Peace.
Joseph Lindsley, world's most interesting man.
This I find in my garden. It's peace from rocket.
Help us to win in the war.